Well, let's start at the top and go down. How about?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, this is the left external jugular vein running right next to the left common carotid artery. This is the left brachiocephalic vein. Cut off here would be the left subclavian vein. Here's the aortic arch. And coming off of the aortic arch is the brachiocephalic trunk, which runs underneath the brachiocephalic vein. It splits and becomes the right common carotid and the right subclavian artery. Next to it is the right jugular vein and the right subclavian vein. This is the aortic arch, this is the left common carotid, and this is the left subclavian artery. This is the pulmonary trunk, and the pulmonary trunk splits into a right pulmonary artery and a left pulmonary artery that service the lungs. If we go out on the arm a little bit, here's the axillary vein. The axillary vein, it's right straight up from the armpit. Axillary vein. As it begins to run down the arm, it's named the basilic vein. It splits, and there's an outer vessel that runs on the outside of the arm, and that is the cephalic vein. There is a branch that crosses from the outside to the inside, across the inside of the elbow, and that's the median cubital vein. Median cubital vein. Running next to the radius is the radial artery, the red, and running next to the ulna is the ulnar artery in red. As the artery goes by the humerus, that's the brachial artery, and then as you go right straight up from the armpit, this is the axillary artery, subclavian artery. And then if we go down below the heart, here's the diaphragm right here. So this is the inferior vena cava that comes off. There is a big common hepatic vein that feeds in from the liver. If you go down, there are two renal veins, one from each kidney. If you go further down to the groin area, the inferior vena cava splits and becomes the two common iliacs. The two common iliac veins split and become the internal, which is the small vessel that goes down deep into the tissue, and the external iliac. The external iliac continues down and it turns into a group of veins, one of which is the great saphenous vein that runs all the way down the medial aspect of the leg. On the other side of the leg, in front of or near the fibula, is the small saphenous vein. Small saphenous vein. Running next to the tibia is the anterior tibial artery in red. And if I switch over to the other leg, here would be the anterior tibial artery. Back behind the tibia would be the posterior tibial artery, and then its name would change to the popliteal artery right here, and then the femoral artery as it parallels the femur. And then the femoral artery, of course, would become the external iliac, and as it moved up, it would turn. There would be a branch, the internal iliac, that would join with it, and then this would be referred to as the common iliac. And then this big red vessel that runs through the abdomen is the abdominal aorta. And to name the branches, if you start at the diaphragm and come down, the first branch would be the celiac trunk, where those four branches come together. That's the celiac trunk. Down from that is a little clipped off vessel, and that's the superior mesenteric artery. And then go down from that, and the next branch off is the inferior mesenteric artery.
Thank you.